Welcome everyone to this Super Metroid multi-category tournament matchup. It's a GT Classic between Exact Science and PapaSchmo. This is, I believe, the consolation bracket, and this is going to be a best of three, and I am joined by Derp. How's it going, Derp?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm excited for this race. As you mentioned, this is the consolation bracket, so 8 of the 10 eliminated players are all here in I believe, a single elimination bracket to determine the winner of the consolation bracket.
Yeah, I think it's just an excuse to have some more matches to have some more fun.
I mean, yeah, it's super fun to race, so I don't blame people who just want to race more. It doesn't really matter if the reward is just the best of the rest. It's still, you get to race. That's always fun. We do have a GT Classic race for game 1. PapaSchmo picked this category after banning low ice. Exact, I believe, banned max GT code.
Yep.
So PapaSchmo is actually the highest seeded player in the consolation tournament. Exact Science being the lowest seed, since I believe she ended up forfeiting all her matches in the tournament due to
I have
IRL
no idea
issues.
how the seeding was even chosen, like if it was just random or if there was some...
It looks like it's based off of results.
Could be. I know that he was trying to get it so nobody faced each other in the group stages. So that had at least as much to do with the seeding as where people ended up. Or that had at least as much to do as the results.
Alright, PapaSchmo saying that it's a combination of win-loss and some random rolls to prevent duplicate matchups, like you said.
Okay.
GT Classic, fun category. I don't think I've actually gotten to this tournament yet, even though it's one of my favorites of the vanilla categories. Do you want to explain it, how it works?
Oh yeah, it's a nice and quick category. I think it was like the any% world record or fastest route for like a week or something. So the developers, when they were making this game, they would have wanted to test some things, and whoever was working on Golden Chorizo decided that they wanted to have all the items when they started up there. So when you enter Golden Chorizo's room and you're holding A, B, X, Y, and no other buttons, the game just gives you 700 health, a bunch of supers, missiles, all of the items except screw attack, and you're just kind of overpowered. And for whatever reason, they left that code in the game and just maybe forgot about it. Maybe they hoped nobody would find it. Nobody did find it for, I think, 15 years.
Yeah, I think it got discovered in like 2009. So
yeah,
15 years after the game came out, like you said.
So then it quickly got sectioned off to its own category, and it's actually a really neat category because doing a rush to get to the Golden Chorizo statue is a bit of a challenge. You imagine if you just got your morph ball, bombs, missiles, maybe just headed there, or get your power bombs and supers. Well, you don't have suits, so how are you going to get through Norofair? You're going to need to get that Varia suit, so we got to go fight Kraid. And then, how do you get up lava dives? So most of the time, runners are going to pick up high jump boots. You can actually do it without high jump boots, but high jump boots makes it a lot safer. And then, of course, there's everybody's favorite, the green gate. We need to get that gate glitch. It's most common for runners to only take one super pack, so 5 chances at that gate before you can get to GT's room. So there's kind of this early game that you're kind of low on items. Most of the time, you don't even pick up Charge Beam, which can make farming kind of interesting. You don't have Spazer usually. And then you get to that GT code, and suddenly you have everything. And it's like a 100% New Game Plus type run the rest of the way.
Yep, you get the full dichotomy of the really underpowered early game into essentially a boss rush for the second half of the run, going from Ridley to Dragon to Fantoon, and then finally to Mother Brain, all with full equipment. And it makes for a fun category. There's a lot of fun movement, having every item through some of the earlier areas like Wreck Ship and Meridia.
Yeah, and we even get to see some tech that you would not normally be able to do in 80%, like having the plasma beam and X-ray beam versus Dragon. When normally would not. Normally the plasma beam is unlocked by Dragon. In this category, you have it.
Looks like we do have PapaSchmo's stream nice and fixed. He has I guess he's slightly behind Erica, Exact Science on the left. The timers aren't fully synced, but
yeah, so
the pictures are,
ahead,
so
I guess.
Exact is technically a little bit ahead. Both having not the cleanest early game. Exact had a bit of an issue at the top of climb, ended up accidentally deboosting off of one of the pirates and falling back down partially.
Sub 5 bombs, good enough.
Yeah, good enough. Yeah, it's definitely scary in these shorter categories, though. Like, you really want your whole run to be clean, because the small time losses are going to matter a lot more than they would in a category like 100% or Max GT, where the category is just longer. There's more things to do and more places to make up that time.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then you have to make a decision on which saves you take. It's pretty common to take at least one save before the gate glitch, or you could potentially take it for the lava dive and not save before gate glitch. But I think it's more common to take the gate glitch save. And then if you don't get high jump, you might want to take another save, because the high jumpless lava dive is pretty risky. I think both of these runners will do the high jump dive, though.
Yeah, we'll see if the runners want to do high jumpless in a race. I don't doubt that both of them are capable of it. They're both very capable randomizer players, and that is a fairly important trick to know for some randomizers.
And that's a great point. No doubt. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of these runners go for bootless lava dive multiple times if needed in a rando situation. But as you pointed out, each reset, even if it only costs 1 minute, that's a costly minute, and getting high jump boots is less than 1 minute. So you have to get the bootless the first try in order to save time with it.
Yeah, I believe not picking up high jumps saves about 30 seconds, 30 to 40.
Yep.
So
but then if you
in theory, if if you fail and have to reset, you've already lost the time that you gained from not picking up the high jump. So
right.
Unless you're confident you can get it first try, it's generally better to just get your high jump in a race. It's a lot safer and a lot easier. But we'll see what the runners decide to do. They have definitely been proven wrong before.
The funny screen on Papa's. What is this? Why aren't we seeing part of Meridia?
I think that's just PapaSchmo's layout.
Oh.
It's a pretty cool layout, actually, from the little bit I can see.
We might be trying to reset the stream here to get it more clear. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like stream was still struggling. So you are seeing the runners skip that charge missile and the charge beam. We don't have a need for those, since the only boss we're fighting before getting every item is Kraid, which can be done with just ammo.
For the longest time, I'd pick up the missile anyway, just because I want to make sure I have 2 missiles for Kraid, and relying on that bug right before Kraid is never a good idea. That bug farm is notorious for giving you everything except what you want.
Yeah, there's a lot of ammo management strategies you'll see in the early parts of the run, since you're picking up so little. As PapaSchmo is once again back, hopefully for good this time.
Yeah, we saw Exact choose to kill that second CAC. Just get another super drop, just one less farm that they're going to need to worry about later.
Yeah, also worth noting that normally going down Green Hill, you have the charge beam, so you're able to use that to deal with the hoppers, but without it, Exact and PapaSchmo, although we didn't get to see it, had to kind of maneuver around them, which can be awkward because they can sometimes jump unpredictably and own you.
Yeah, even your health can be a bit of an issue. You can see PapaSchmo is already a little bit low on health. Not too low, but we'll want to have some clean rooms here.
Yeah, your health isn't too big of an issue since you're getting an E-tank either at behind Kraid or at high jump E-tank, and you aren't doing anything too dangerous before then. Like once you get out of the top of Red Tower, there isn't much that's going to cause you too much trouble as long as you don't shamble, which is possible. And actually, PapaSchmo is in a little bit of danger here, falling into
this
the
is
Bile Bloom. Those bugs do 20 damage with no suit.
A little bit of commentator curse, I think, with that. He makes it out fine. You're right that it's not really that dangerous in the sense that you're going to die, but it is. If you get too low a health, then you start getting health bombed from Mini Kraid, and then I did a run not too long ago where I had like no supers, and then I got health bombed from Mini Kraid, or I used my last super on him. It's like, how do I even kill him? I want to save my missiles. I want to save. I don't have any supers to kill him. I need more supers. But you're right. It's generally just time loss if you're low in health, as opposed to like actually dangerous.
Exact Samo is looking really good, by the way, having all 5 supers. PapaSchmo is looking good as well. They both should be able to missile the pirates. They won't have to bother with like the power bomb to kill all the pirates before Mini Kraid. They should have enough ammo to just deal with them straight up.
Power bomb's not bad if you've got good health. You might see Exact Science go for it. PapaSchmo will benefit from being able to missile, though.
It's not bad, but if you don't have to do it, then it is a little bit slower, I believe.
I think you're right. Unless you're really optimal with it, it's hard to... Well, even then, it's probably a little bit slower, but... The optimal Keiko Bakbao is really hard.
Saving those 2 missiles. Actually, wanted the health drop for Mini Kraid as well.
Interesting.
Well, both runners have the ammo they want, setting up for the Kraid fight. See how PapaSchmo is able to handle it. Didn't actually land the second missile. Got the backup though.
Nicely done. This is the one category, or maybe GT Max as well, where you don't want to mess up the KKK fight. Go charge beam. Relying on farms from Kraid is not fun. Although these runners did have 2 supers to spare, so it probably would have been okay even in a stand-up situation.
Yeah. I mean, PapaSchmo ended up using his super to spare to get the backup.
Oh, that's right. I'm looking at it after the farm. Yeah, good point.
Well, back up to full. Exact is actually going to have to powerbomb these on the way out because she didn't get enough missiles from Kraid, which kind of sucks.
Yep, that is annoying, but you're going to get a health refill. Oh, Papa's getting this one. Is he going to be going for bootless?
That could be the case. Generally, you're not picking up this E-tank unless you're doing bootless dive, so looks like Papa might be...
You can get it as a safety, like go for 3 tank, but it's almost as slow as just taking the save. So
it's a pretty slow item. It's like 20 25 seconds with the refill, or the fanfare, I should say.
Right, I would rather go 2 tank with high jump and just take a save as opposed to 3 tank.
Yeah.
It's not very often that you even need that 3rd tank.
Yeah.
Or he's going bootless. We'll find out. We'll see.
Looks like he's going for the high jump, so just wanted the 3rd tank, which I agree, I'm not a big fan of, but...
yeah, that is put exactly just a little bit ahead from being behind.
Yeah, we'll see if it ends up making a difference. The health, I mean. Actually, PapaSchmo might be skipping that E-tank. No, I'm silly. They're just not getting the missile.
Is that just he forgot that he doesn't get... So one possibility is he runs bootless, but wanted to go for high jump in the race and just forgot.
Maybe. I don't. Does PapaSchmo pick up Crate Tank in any percent? Do you know?
I don't, but I mean, if you run KPDR, you would. I just don't know if it's KPDR or not. But yeah, that could be another possibility. Is just muscle memory. I pick up that Crate Tank in 90% of categories.
Yeah, it's like it's right there. So if you're not really thinking about the optimized route that you're taking, then it's pretty easy to just go grab it.
Both runners skipping the save. I don't mind that when you've got high jump.
Yeah, I hope they both refill. I'd like Exact to not go in with one super. That's 5 supers from the first farm for PapaSchmo. What?
He got 1, so he got 4 out of 5. Yeah.
What world? Good farm from Exact too. So both getting really good bug RNG. And PapaSchmo actually had to do a couple more farms because his health was so low. Exact. Okay, this should be fine. So we're into the bootful lava dive, if you will.
Yep.
Still want to get this nice quick entry. That might be early. No, PapaSchmo got it. Actually, Exact's not even going to go for the fast entry. You don't need it on 2 tank. You don't even need it on 1 tank, honestly. But it's really tight if you don't.
1 tank would be really tight. But that might be why she was doing the extra farming. Just to make sure. Well, yeah, she almost got it with 1 tank, even with the slow entry. Like
Yeah, she did a hesitation too before the jump up to the top ledge to avoid the Namahe flame. You can beat that flame if you go faster, so you can see like even 1 tank is technically enough without the fast entry.
Both runners taking that save. That is smart. This is a frame perfect trick. The first super when you run in sometimes is a 2-frame window, but it's frame perfect is frame perfect.
PapaSchmo got it second try. Unfortunately, the first one was a little bit early, but got the second.
Yep, plenty good enough.
Exacts.
Ooh. Unfortunate.
Yeah, not able to get it on the first volley, but that is why you take the save there, like you mentioned. So PapaSchmo has made it to the GT code. You can see he's got every item now, including X-ray, grapple, and 3 reserves, even though they're not visible on the HUD.
Yep, now we get to roast GT.
Yeah, one thing I like to do, and I don't really see anybody else do it, at least not very often, is I actually turn off Varia there when you're turning off Plasma, because having Spacer and Plasma equipped causes some problems. I like turning off Varia there to make stand-up a little bit easier once you get to the end of the game.
I like to do that too. And it saves a little bit of time in the other ring fight, doesn't it? It's not just easier, I think it actually gives you damage down faster.
Well, you don't want to damage down ideally, but...
Oh, right.
I think it does save a little bit of time, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't damage down normally at all, but with if you don't want to go Varia, then you have to damage down a little bit.
Yep. Exact managed to get the gate glitch on the second volley, so as long as she executes the code, looks good. She actually, because she got a suit without the suit animation. This is something that happens in Rando too sometimes. You saw her suit actually flashed orange for a second. Scared me for a little bit, but she got the code. She's got all the items. Now, about 1.5 minutes behind PapaSchmo, so we'll see if she can catch up.
Yep, and if this were GT Max, I mean, there would be a lot of opportunity to catch up. As you mentioned, though, as with this GT Classic, We're already halfway done with the race. It's about the midway point. So just not a lot of time left. But there are still some...
Unfortunately, got a little bit tangled up with these metal pirates. Didn't quite get the clean strat he was going for. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine. There are some bigger tricks left, though. We still have baby skip. We still have... I mean, even room like metal pirates can trip you up. Those gray doors, you can't leave early.
Ridley's another spot you can lose a good 5-10 seconds from a messy fight. So we'll see if PapaSchmo is able to have a clean fight. Also interested to see how many supers he ends up using. Some people opt to just do the 20 beam shots. Some people will use some supers. I always did 12 when I was running this category.
So you'd save 8 supers? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yes. So I'd use, I believe that would be 12 shots and 12 supers.
Okay. I think I tried using some supers in this fight once, and then I ended up getting screwed at Turian, so then I just never again.
Yeah, that is the concern with using your supers, is sometimes you don't get them all back, and that can cause some problems in Turian. It won't make you reset per se, but you'll have to use missiles, which is slower, unlike Mother Rain 1 and potentially the Zeb if you get really screwed.
Here's a little time save from Exact. That was a little bit better room.
Yeah, it was a really clean Ridley, though, from PapaSchmo, so we'll see if Exact can match that, potentially with supers, or just with equally good execution on the beam fight. Looking good so far. I think that one didn't get blocked.
I thought it might have been too.
Sweet. Unfortunately, freeze on the ending of the fight, but it was looking pretty good for Exact. Looks like she's going for just 20 beam shots. Both runners saving their supers. I say as turns out Exact did use a couple to end off the fight. Also waited for the drops, which is interesting. A lot of times, even if you use supers on that fight, you'll just leave the room before picking up the drops, because they spawn so far from the exit door all the way at the bottom of the room that it actually takes a couple seconds just to stay around to pick them up. But as a result, Exact gets a couple of her supers back. Oh, this is not where you want to be.
Yeah, she's trying to do that spring ball jump. There's like if you do it right, you'll go right through that. Whatever that Kazan.
Yeah,
I think she got
Hundo
bounced
strat.
into a platform instead of through the Kazan, and yeah, didn't go very well.
Yeah, this room has been a bit of a tragedy for her, unfortunately. But all the while, PapaSchmo has made his way out of Norfair, be heading into Meridia. This is, I think, with full items, this is one of the most fun parts of this run. There's a lot of unique movement that you don't see in really any other category, because you never have full items in this area, especially not for the first half. You only get space jump later on at the end of the area.
Yep. Well, I have to step away for a bit. I'll let you hold down the fort for 5-10 minutes here or so. Probably 10. I'll be back.
Will do. So, coming up for PapaSchmo, you'll get to see that X-ray get put to use with the microwave beam with plasma and X-ray. Shooting the plasma shot, which pierces through some of the earlier bosses that aren't supposed to be fought with plasma. And using the X-ray, you can actually reset their iframes, so you can effectively one-shot every boss from here, until Mother Brain, which is one of said bosses that stops your plasma shot because the game knows you will have it by then. Let's see, PapaSchmo, just waiting for Batoon to spawn. A nice clean shot. There is technically a slightly faster method of doing the fight where you don't fully kill Batoon, but you hit him on the frame he pops up. So it will actually cause him to speed out of the tunnel instead of slowly crawling out, and then one more super will kill him. Unfortunately, didn't get the full half. He ended up sparking up, unfortunately. But that saves a little bit of time because Batoon comes out of the tunnel a little bit faster. It's a pretty tough fight, though, and only saves about a second, if that. We'll see the same X-ray plasma trick on Dragon. I believe it takes 6 X-rays in total to kill Dragon if your microwaving is perfect. The beam shot does 9,000, and Dragon has... The beam shot does 900, and Dragon has 6,000 health. Each X-ray adds an additional tick of damage to your shot as long as you do it properly. You actually... Ideally, you don't just spam X-ray, you actually want to press it at a rhythm, because it takes about 1/3 of a second for the boss's iframes to wear off. So if you're just mashing the button, then you're going to be wasting a lot of inputs and a lot of time. Looks like both runners are using the microwave beam properly, timing out those X-rays for optimal usage. There's a nice little time save from Exact, by the way, getting that full halfie that PapaSchmo missed. But other than that missed full halfie, this has been a really clean Meridia for PapaSchmo, who's been playing really well in this race so far. You know, you're definitely seeing the comfort on his category pick. He is headed to the final of the main 4 bosses, which is Fantoon. Another boss we can kill with a microwave beam, although it's a little bit more complicated. I believe both runners got the Womple jump. This faster... Unfortunately, Exact drops it at the very end, but got the faster space jump through Colosseum back out of Dragon. Coming from the bottom of the room, if you're able to space jump up to the top, then you have a little bit more move speed than if you go to the top ledge and then start space jumping from there. So if you're able to get that space jump up fast enough, then you save about a second throughout the room. PapaSchmo about to enter this Fantoon fight. We'll see what the patterns are for him. Hopefully he'll be able to just one-round the boss. Of course, Fantoon giving us a slow, as usual. But as you can see, PapaSchmo actually had to... You don't need to X-ray that much. You only need to X-ray twice. But you have to damage Phantoon first before you can X-ray him. If you shoot the beam right away, you actually do too much damage to him initially, and he'll just disappear right away. So his hitbox will disappear, and the X-ray will be effectively wasted. So PapaSchmo had to damage the boss with missiles first to get him to fly around the room like that, and then he was able to do the X-ray. Did Exact just... Was she menuing wall in X-ray? Did I see that right? I didn't know you could do that, actually. So we have a high five through the door, PapaSchmo flying fast, while Exact was actually in Morph Ball at the time. Accidentally morphed, entering the room. So, unsure if they had any free hands to high five, but they definitely slammed into each other at the same time. So PapaSchmo on his way to G4 to finish the game. Interested to see if PapaSchmo does some of the faster Metroid room strats, since he's got so many supers on hand. You can afford to play more aggressively if you are comfortable with the strats. I didn't see what that Phantoon pattern was for Exact. I want to say it was fast, but I didn't see it, so I don't know. So I do think this race is close enough that Exact should be in Mother Brain at the same time as PapaSchmo, but it's going to be tough to win from this position. It's really PapaSchmo's race to lose.
Yep, I'm back now, and yeah, I'd agree with that. There's some danger with that Mother Brain fight, but Papa has enough of a lead that he might even just choose not to go for the stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love not going for stand-up entirely, but if you think there's a chance that you can mess it up and lose from there, then I don't hate the decision.
You definitely don't want to go halfway on it. You don't want to do the stand up and then decide I'll crouch down and not do it. Like, you either commit to skipping stand up or you commit to going for it.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I've actually seen some randomizer races where the game crashes. People tried to they stood up and then they stood back down, got sat back down in a different spot that you normally be in. For some reason the game crashes. I don't know if that's a vanilla thing or if that's a rando thing, but it's just one more way that can go wrong, and it's not something you would normally do in a run, because in a run, in just a speed run, you're gonna commit to one or commit to the other. So do that.
Right.
All right, Papa's setting up for baby skip here. Did take a little damage, unfortunately, but that's okay. I can refill during the Mother Brain fight if he wants to go for stand-up. Ooh.
Not quite. Going for the Stachio skip.
Yep, the first jump's a little particular, and then it's pretty easy to land on that pillar. Trying to make sure you get the jump over the baby Metroid.
Yeah, the first jump is the hard part of that baby skip, from what I've heard. Just getting in the right position.
It is nice that you can, if you fail quickly. You're not doing 10 jumps and then failing.
Yep. Actually, PapaSchmo potentially looking at a. This is either just skipping stand-up entirely or potentially like a Crystal Flash. Probably the former. You do have 300 health in reserve. Although that's a little bit scary. Okay, yeah. PapaSchmo's setting up for CF. If he wasn't before, he is now.
Well, you would have to, I think, before, right? Oh, I guess technically you wouldn't have to, but I don't think that he was going for a 301. I didn't even consider trying to like whole fight your 300 reserves.
That's not too unreasonable. You've got your full item loadout. I don't love how long he sat in the acid there.
Did remember to not use too many supers.
Yep, need at least 10 supers for the Crystal Flash, and ended up having exactly 10 entering the room, so had to use all missiles on Mother Brain 1.
Fortunate that GT code gives us like 100 missiles, so we got plenty.
Exact, getting that skip. Actually did the slightly easier setup with the bomb spread. Each bomb, like, I think the specifics are that it stops the baby from moving for a frame, each one that hits. So just slowing the baby down by 2 or 3 frames makes it just a little bit easier.
Yeah, it causes it to end up going lower and it's easier to jump over. Nicely done. Let's skip. It looks like she also took a bit of damage at some point, so we'll be having to do pause just like Papa did. Yeah. Papa is going for the stand-up.
I think it's fine. Not going to do any of the more advanced manipulations to save time. Just going to go for the stand-up and nothing else.
Yeah, and the stand-up's pretty safe if you aren't being too aggressive with it as well. You can kind of back off.
You also have X-ray, so if you do end up getting stuck, then X-ray will actually get you out.
Yeah. I believe even if you get the baby in a bad spot where Mother Brain can't hit the baby, if you take damage, then you can get the baby to latch back onto you. And then you might be able to carry the baby forward to a good spot. Not recommended, though. So we should see Papa move off to the right. Right about now. Right. More. Okay.
Alright. A little bit scary, but we've got the baby stuck right on where Mother Brain started shooting, so it worked out.
That's much better. He took a little damage. Now the baby's in a much better spot. No risk over here.
Yeah. It's going to be not going to be a great stand-up for PapaSchmo. Did go for a little bit of a slow setup and has missed a couple shots, but we'll still see a slightly faster Mother Brain 3. Normally that's 36 shots. I believe that only took about 7 for PapaSchmo. Making a mid-38 pace time. Not too bad for a race.
No, not bad at all. And exact should also be sub 40, so that's not bad either. Just Papa was a little bit better.
It's going to be close if exact decides to finish, which I think when the race is this close, I would.
Yeah, when you've gotten this far into it.
Yeah, it's going to be close to a sub 40. I don't think it's going to quite get there, though.
Was Papa going for the... What's that called?
Yeah, he went for a blue bomber, but missed it, and then because the door was open, the spark actually carries you through the door, which is kind of awkward.
I think that hit that exact took was on purpose. It just gives her a little bit longer to stand here and hit the baby, or hit Mother Brain and let the baby go on the health. Yeah, take another hit. It's another way to stay a little bit safer. While Papa finishing up the escape. Does the correct thing, leaving the imposters behind.
finishes with an official race time of 38:53. Wins game 1 of this best of 3.
Looks like it's going to be just over 40 minutes for exact.
It's going to be like 40
measure out
20-ish.
I mean, it definitely would have been sub 40 without the death. Or without the reset.
Yeah. See if she'll be able to get blue bomber. Unfortunately not. That's pretty tough.
It is.
It's a very cool trick, but she's actually gonna go for it again.
I mean, she's got time.
Got 2 minutes and plenty of seconds.
It's hard to even keep the blue when you jump up, and then you can't hit the wall, I think. I don't know if you can change directions either. It's very...
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't even go for this. I never have. It saves a very small amount of time. It's really just... It's mainly just a trick that looks cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a meme unless you're at the very top level, I'd say. I don't go for it either. Even memeing around, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, somebody who goes for it more than I do maybe knows exactly how much time it saves, but it is not a lot.
I think it's under a second, or maybe 1 whole second.
I think it is very close to 1 whole second, if I remember correctly. Zach actually needs to get out of this acid sooner rather than later.
Right? Ugh. Well, at least that wasn't going to decide the race.
Yes, it's one of those things where it's like, it's nice that it's happening when it doesn't matter, but it's still like, it's happening. You're just messing things up for no reason. Like, Exact is very capable of doing that short charge. It's not difficult at all. It's just another little thing that you have to recover from after losing in a best of series, speaking from experience.
It seems like it happens more often in a room that you don't normally do it in. Like, pick a room and just do a short charge, you can do it, right? But now it's like under the timer. You weren't expecting to do it here.
Well, she does manage to finish with an official time of 41:47, and that will take us to game 2, which will be starting shortly. Do need to decide the category first, but we will take a quick break. We'll be back for game 2.